All right. And on that note, welcome everyone to another Friday. We actually made it this time. We were actually worried we weren't, but we did. We are here for another podcast.
It's been a week.
It has it. Let me tell you. Oh boy. So anyways, how's everyone's week been so far? Hopefully better than ours.
Yes.
So Allie, how was your week? Let's start off with that.
Long. Okay. So how is it that I started the week with bronchitis and an acute sinus infection?
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
It's like night and day right now.
For real, yeah. I remember talking to you earlier in the weekend. You just so what Mike Wazowski. I'm always like watching you.
I gargle cigarettes.
Darling, let me tell you something, darling.
Wait, so I was Dr. Girlfriend is what you're trying to tell me?
A little bit, yes.
Fair.
Hey, it's
I'll
okay,
take
darling.
it.
It's all right. We all have that time.
Oh my Lanta.
But hey, at least I wasn't gonna tell you. You didn't spread it out to the rest of the school. You took time off.
Yeah.
And you took care of it like an adult, like properly, as you should.
Yeah. Even though we were short-staffed all week.
Well, that sounds like their problem, not yours.
It was a they problem, not a me problem.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin, you're the one who survived a big natural potential disaster.
Why, yes. Freaking Milton. God.
Milty!
Nobody steal his freaking stapler, I swear. Ooh-wee. Yeah, so that was fun watching that go from a category 1 in the Gulf to a category 5 at the end of the day. Freaking oh my goodness. Welcome, Chris. Yeah, and right after a week right after Helene. So it's like, so funny thing. The dumpsters all around Florida were supposed to remain open 24/7 because cleanup, and there was word of, hey, there's a potential hurricane coming along. Not everyone were able to get all their trash picked up, unfortunately.
Oh.
And it ended up being a lot of actually, I seen a video yesterday. Central Florida. There were the East Coast had a lot of tornadoes right before the hurricane. So, which makes sense. It's fine. It sucks because, that's why I moved away from Indiana. I didn't want tornadoes. And here we are having tornadoes.
I mean, okay. Tornadoes. We don't get them that often in Indiana.
Every year.
Okay, but Central Indiana doesn't.
Yeah, oh yeah. The Central, South Indiana, no, I'm good. I lived in the freaking cornfield, USA, in Greenfield. We literally lived in the middle of two cornfields on a road off of 40, I think it was. There's the main road that goes from Indianapolis to Greenfield. Can't remember the name of it offhand, but we lived right off of that. But cornfield, smack dab in the middle of cornfield. Hated it. Tornadoes. No way. Yeah, no, there was a tornado off the east side, and there was actually one of those long dumpsters stuck in the roof of a house. Like, yeah, it was messed up. But anyways, here in Central Florida, we were prepared. We were very, very blessed in our area to only have branches and some limbs on the ground around us and not in the house.
Oh, that's
so we didn't have any damages whatsoever. I actually went up on the roof and there was one shingle that should have left, but it still held on. So we have no shingles missing. Everything's intact. And so that's why I say we were very blessed. We had 98 miles, I almost said 98 degrees. I am not a millennial, I
God.
swear.
Oh God, now it's in my head.
We had 98 miles per hour gusts at around 1 o'clock in the morning was probably the worst of it, which was terrifying because the power went out. So, yeah, that was fun.
I remember when I was texting you to see if you were okay, and you're like, "Yep, power's gone."
Yep, power just went out. I'll let you know in the morning if we're still here. I'm going to bed. I was like, I'm too tired for this crap. It's like, I'm good. But no, we prayed a lot, and that's how I felt calm. And I was like, yep, you know what? I'm just going to go to bed. God's got this. And, well, I'm either going to end up in heaven or wake up in my bed the next day. So we'll see. But yeah, that was my week. Cleanup was actually not that bad. So that's what I've been doing the past 2 days. And totally working on the thumbnail. Late minute.
I got to watch the lamest taco eating contest today, though.
Oh, at school.
Yeah, for Hispanic Heritage Month.
I didn't know they had a month, but okay.
Yeah. And do you know, it was 2 people. They were supposed to use as many tacos as they could. Go ahead and guess how many tacos they ate.
2.
The winner ate 3.
Ooh, boy, I know the kids, but man, they slacking.
It wasn't kids, these were grown adults.
I can't do this. Oh my goodness. I could eat 2 freaking Chipotle burritos if I wanted to. That equates to probably at least 5 freaking, oh my gosh. Welcome. Hi. Wow. 3 tacos, you say? Wow.
Yeah, he could only eat 3. And like the teacher that was, because he was our security guy, and then the teacher that was up against him, she's just slowly eating 1.
Because she was very demure.
I'm like, did someone... I looked at my friend, one of my other teachers, I was like, does she know this is a contest? So that was fun today.
Fantastic.
Oh. So anywho, that's us.
Yeah, that's us in a week's nutshell. I only remember what happened last week.
I couldn't tell you.
Not much happened with Elaine, so I don't want much I had to deal with. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft Dungeons and Moonlighter on the Switch because, power out, so nothing else to do.
I've been, and I told you, I've been getting the crap scared out of me by the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, I gotta jump on that here soon. I get it.
I don't. The first one wasn't scary to me. Like, well, why? Freaking Pyramid Head. His shenanigans.
Fair. I mean, we'll have that discussion next when we talk about Silent Hill, but fair. Fair.
Yeah. I'll be I should have it done by then. At least twice.
Yeah, I gotta figure out when we're doing that so I can get it on my PlayStation here soon.
2 weeks from now.
No, really? Is it the next one?
Yeah.
So, yeah, next time we're having Silent Hill. But right now, tonight, we are here to talk about Resident Evil or Biohazard, depending on which one you want to talk about.
My third favorite franchise.
Third favorite. What's your first? What's your second?
My first is Silent Hill.
Okay, fair.
My second is Fatal Frame.
Which we will never, ever discuss on this podcast, at least not with me around. So you may have a different co-host for that one.
Oh, just not very demure of you.
I never said I was very demure to begin with.
I hate that word.
I'm a manly man.
Oh, God.
I'm less demure than anything can. Anyways, I'm done. So, Resident Evil. How does the story go, Allie? She has the archives. She's got the archives out. Anyways, hold up. Before we get started with that, hi, My name is Kevin. This here is Allie. And this is It's All a Simulation podcast where we talk about, well, simulation games and games that run in a simulation, i.e. video games, computers, a different world outside of our own. It's all a simulation if you really want to think about it. So today we're talking about Resident Evil.
We're all a bunch of Sims in someone's messed up computer.
Someone's janky computer. That's what you said last time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, janky.
Yeah, janky.
It's on fire.
Ghetto, whatever. Like, yeah, it's running on like 256 megabytes of RAM. Pretty sure the magic smoke is coming out of it, and there's water spitting out the back end somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's not a reservoir cooling. But hey, who knows? It's a computer outside of our world. Throwing up rainbows.
So, let's talk about zombies.
So, well, a different kind of zombies. It's not your average. It's not your Shaun of the Dead. It's not your Day of the Dead. It is definitely not 28 days later zombies, which is very. I love that concept of zombies, but we're not talking about that kind of zombies. We're talking about Resident Evil from the 1990s, still going on to this day, of an infection of a T virus. Didn't other games have like different viruses involved, or was it just a T virus?
Nope, there's different viruses for almost every one of them.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Or different variants, really.
Right. Okay. But they called them like different names, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I don't know all the names, so you'll have to forgive me. I won't know them all. I lose track. I know them by their bad guy. Okay. I mean, Fatal Frame. Resident Evil 3. Guess I'm taking Fatal. Resident Evil 3. I just think S.T.A.R.S.
S.T.A.R.S.
Yeah, Nemesis. That guy.
Just to fill in, because she's probably going to be talking about Fatal Frame a lot. We were discussing Fatal Frame earlier before the podcast, so, and how I will never ever play that game ever again. And I played the first one. I'm never playing it. No.
He got the Fatal Frame brain going, and now I gotta turn it off. So
yeah, no, we're good. You're a Boros?
Yeah,
is that a virus?
Boros. That one is for 5.
Oh, okay.
That is 5.
So I think for tonight, we're just going to kind of keep it to 0, 1, 2, and 3. The Racoon City Chronicles, basically. If you want to call it.
We're staying in Racoon City tonight.
Yeah, and then eventually we'll branch out to whatever 5 went to. I can't remember the name of the country, and Transylvania and 4, and I don't know where 6 was, to be honest.
4 was in Transylvania. That was
It was. I don't care. I'm calling it Transylvania. It was Yugoslavia or something like that, but it was Transylvania.
Village.
What?
It was a Spanish village.
My bad.
Kevin, have you played 4?
So for background, yes, I have played 4. That was actually the very first Resident Evil game I played and beat on the PS2. And eventually I got it on the GameCube. I want to say I got it on the GameCube. I don't remember. But no, I did play it on the PS2. I beat it. I actually started playing it again with which one? Well, you had the Knight Armor. What's her name?
Oh, for Ashley?
Ashley, yeah, Knight Armor Ashley, to keep her safe from everyone that tried to steal her away.
Mafia Boss Leon.
And I went with Mafia Boss Leon with the Tommy gun. Yes. 100%.
With the Chicago typewriter.
the Infinite Chicago typewriter. Yes. Like, it was amazing to see the bad guys try and pick her up and then you try to catch her from a ledge and you basically broke your back.
Yeah, you'd go,
like, he was like, yep, chiropractor after that one. Oh, wee.
Oh, man. I played it on the Wii so much.
4 was actually really fun. I've never played it on the... Oh, I also played it in VR. That is actually probably the best version I've played so far. I haven't played the remake, but VR is great.
I'm nervous to play it in VR.
It's fun. I'm just nervous when I get to the giant spider.
Uh,
Yeah, I
okay.
forgot about that part.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm not gonna like that part.
moving on. Moving on. Moving on.
Oh. Oh, and don't forget about the
Like,
snakes that jump out from the boxes. Those are fun too.
no. Okay. Where do we start?
Anyways, the Chronicles of Resident Evil.
So everybody's played. Well, everybody should have played one at least one time or another.
Yes, I actually did start playing one
I
when
mean,
COVID happened. But
okay. So like,
yeah.
you're a Jill sandwich is kind of the thing everybody knows about the first one.
and
But
and also the title of our podcast. No, don't open that
stop,
door.
Wesker, when either you're Jill or Chris and you try to go out the door to go back on. No,
No,
stop. Don't
no.
open that door.
Can we just take a moment and applaud the horrible live acting they did for those cutscenes, and the voice acting was just top tier garbage. I'll give them credit though. They it was it was corny. I will say that much. But it was today age, it would not live up. In fact, it's probably considered cringe.
Yeah.
But it's still
the cringe.
hilarious, and it's a staple in the fandom. I will give it that. But it's just so hilarious. it's so bad it's good.
Those of us who are diehard Resident Evil fans love it.
And that's what I mean.
Love
I give
it.
them credit. That's what I mean. It's a staple in the fandom. That's all it is. And that's fair.
It's right up there with Boulder Punch. It's right up there with Boulder punching Chris and Wesker, who never seems to really die.
No, the invincible Wesker. Yes.
I still don't think he's
dead. Huh?
I don't think he's dead.
Wait, what? Okay, we got to talk about this after the show. we got a lot to go through, so.
All right. We're just going to touch a little bit on it.
We're just rambling off forever. I'm apologizing.
Everybody's played Resident Evil at least once. At least one of them. But if you played the first one, most people have not played the one that comes chronologically first, and that's Resident Evil 0. It came out for the GameCube. And that's probably why.
Why?
Because it came out for the GameCube.
And nobody played it?
I feel like not a lot of people played it, because when I ask people, they're like, oh, you mean that one, the GameCube one? Or they're like, no, the remake. I'm like, no, the 0. No, the remake. No. It's like going round and round and round. I played the remake. God. My ex-husband was at Purdue, and I borrowed his GameCube for like 6 months.
Mm.
And I played the Twin Snakes, Metal Gear, Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 0. Because I wanted to see what it was. Let me tell you, I fell in love with Billy Cohen. Oh my God.
Oh,
I
my
didn't fall in love with I did not fall in love with them daggone leeches.
Leeches. Okay. So as someone who hasn't played 0 yet, even though he probably should have.
He should have. I told him
to. Yeah, well, explain the game. How does it play out?
So basically, and I'm getting my character chart out here because I don't remember all their names. So basically, Bravo team, which is the team that is not Chris and Jill and Brad and Barry.
So of the S.T.A.R.S.
Of the S.T.A.R.S members, which is the Special Tactics and Rescue Service for Racoon City. Yes, I know what it means. I have a problem.
First step is admitting.
So Bravo team is called out to the woods outside of the Arclay Mountains, which is not too far from some of the mansions that are owned by the founders of the Umbrella Corporation, like Oswald E. Spencer and I forget what the other one is. James and Marcus. So it's kind of near there. There's training facilities, all this fun stuff, but there's a train there, and they're called out to find a fugitive. He's a military fugitive, Billy Cohen. He has escaped. Bravo goes out there. Kenneth, Richard, Forrest, Edward, and Rebecca with their leader Enrico. And they are
Forrest Gump.
Sorry. Run, Forrest, run. So they go out there and their helicopter like engine malfunctions. And so it drops them into the forest and everything, and all that stuff happens. And they find the train. But when they get on the train, you know, everybody's dead. They find that some of the military guys are ripped in half. They're all torn apart. They don't know what's going on. For some reason, some of them think it's Billy. Like, they just start blaming Billy. Like, what, you think this man just was ripping people apart? Like, what was he, Chris Roid Rage right now? Like, I don't think so. So Rebecca's going on there, and all of a sudden, like, they start coming alive. So they're zombies. So clearly they're infected with the virus. This is the first time that any of them know what the virus is chronologically. They don't know it's a virus, but they know that something isn't right. So eventually she finds Billy and they team up. And what's really cool about the game is that you have to switch between the characters. Like, Billy opens certain parts for Rebecca, and Rebecca opens certain parts for Billy. It's cool. I liked it. That was something I liked. Not a lot of people liked it, but I did. I enjoyed that. So there's this whole fight with a spider. There's a big spider.
Gross. Why is it always spiders? I never understood that.
I don't like spiders.
Anyways.
So I'm trying to think, like, Enrico, the captain, ends up radioing to Rebecca at one point, and he's like, Enrico killed 23 people. And it was in some detailed report, and it, like, he's being blamed for killing all these people in a village when he was in the military. He didn't really do it. It's this whole thing. It's like a little side point, but they don't give you enough detail about it, in my opinion. Like, if they ever remade this, I'd want them to do more with Billy. So there's this man that they encounter a few times. He's a bunch of leeches that turn into a man.
Oh, yeah. Like the Sandman, but just with leeches.
Yes, and the leech creature like attacks them, and they fight him, and it's this whole big thing.
So they're like all sentient or whatever, like Venom.
Yeah. Like, Oswald Spencer was actually training these leeches, or no, Marcus. I think it was Mark. I can't remember which one it was. Anyway,
wow, I'm gonna love the guy was head of that department.
Yeah.
How you going? How's today's going so well? All the leeches, they're just leeches, and that's your department. Good luck with that. So
it's Dr. Marcus. That's right. So he was studying with a couple of his friends, Oswald E. Spencer and Edward Ashcroft. And they discovered a new type of virus, and the virus had the power to provoke sudden changes in genetic code of different life forms. So he calls this the progenitor virus. And the leeches, he is killed by, he's killed in his mansion by Wesker and Birkin. Birkin comes up in 2, but Wesker, he comes up in 1. Everybody knows Wesker.
Everybody Wesker shows up in every of those games, honestly.
Yeah. And Birkin is the bad guy in 2 with the eyeball in his arm. Everybody knows that one.
Oh, okay. I remember seeing him. Yeah. Okay.
So at this point, they're younger, and they have been told by I'm blanking on names, I'm so sorry, of Umbrella Corporation at the time, that he is it Oswald? I think it's Oswald Spencer, that they have to kill Marcus. They have to kill him. So they do. They kill him. And his leeches kind of take over and they make a new version of him, a younger version of him. And so basically, like, they do everything with the Resident Evil game. You go into a mansion, you end up in a training facility, you blow up the mansion, you kill the bad guy, boom, bang, done.
Right.
Right. So at the end of it, Billy and Rebecca actually part ways. And she says he's dead. She's going to tell everybody he's dead. Thinking, I'm just going to go back to Racoon City and it's going to be nothing. Except it's not nothing. There's something happening at the mansion. The other mansion. And Rebecca finds her way over there. Which leads right into Resident Evil 1.
The first one. Yeah.
Which I like because Resident Evil 0 takes place the first night. And then when Bravo disappears, Alpha is sent in. And what is interesting about it is it's all an experiment that Wesker is doing. He's trying to pit them against this virus stuff, against everything, against the tyrant type monsters, to one, kind of clean up his mess, but two, also just see how they fight, how they do these things, how this stuff works.
That happened in 0 or 1?
1. But 0 kind of a little bit, because there's one point where you see Enrico and it's this whole thing where, like,
I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense now.
It's all basically a training exercise gone wrong.
Yeah.
The best laid plans. But I liked 0 simply because I liked the fact that I liked Rebecca. I didn't like her in the original. I didn't. She was such a B character for me that Chris can find. I didn't like her.
Yeah.
But in that one, in 0, I did. I liked her. And I liked Billy a lot. And Capcom, bring back Billy. Please. I need Billy.
Billy.
Please. You gave me Carlos. Give me Steve. Give me Billy. And I will die on this hill when it comes to Steve.
Carlos.
I love Carlos. I love him. Carlos. Okay. So, 0's great. I like it. I like the fact that it ties into 1. Prequels are not always my thing, but this wasn't a bad prequel.
I mean, on certain occasions. Sometimes it can be. Unlike certain franchises like Rogue One, does it need to be done? No. But is it cool? A little bit. Like, it was cool to see that, but, like, for the most part, if you're talking about, like, zombies or whatever, how did the outbreak happen? That's what a lot of zombie games and movies don't really explain. So for them to have that, that's kind of cool. Because in a way, everyone can have their own zombie apocalypse. This one starts with a T virus. The other one starts off with a rage-induced virus, giving the zombies a rage virus. So they're technically still alive. And, Shaun of the Dead was just a virus. Like, just is what it is. But yeah, no, I like how they did that leading up into it, because I remember in the first one, there was, well, like you said, there was a little bit of back and forth between the characters that was like, now you say it's like an experiment. That makes a lot more sense now with their interactions and everything that happened and how the mansion was set up. That's even more elaborate with all the tricks and the levers and the freaking collapsing ceiling when you try to get that shotgun. I hate that room. I always will. Give me the, oh my gosh.
You almost became a Jill sandwich.
Right. And I always, I can't get past the one room that fills, with the knights in the room. You're trying to get that pattern before you suffocate.
Yep.
I don't want to call it for what it really is, because, I don't want to get canceled or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes, you just suffocate.
You suffocate.
Yeah, you just suffocate. You just go take a nap. You take a nap. But anyways,
No.
the story of one.
The one is, everybody knows the story of one. Like,
I mean,
Alpha Team
yeah.
is sent in to figure out what happened to Bravo Team, right?
Yep.
They put their chopper down. They see remnants of Bravo. The dogs attack, kill one of their guys. Can't remember what they was for. I can't remember for Joseph. That's right, because she's like, they're all separated, and you could choose to be Jill or Chris.
Yeah, Jill or
like,
Chris. Yep.
Whoever you are, the narration is, and we've been separated, and we can't find Jill or we can't find Chris.
Yeah, which was kind of like a beginning of like, hey, let's have a split story and do the dubbing, split the dubbing both ways. They had to read one with Jill and then one with Chris. One talks about Jill, one talks about Chris. And it was, you get two different stories, but essentially they're kind of the same. But it was in the 90s. It was on PlayStation. What do you expect? So.
The first time I played it, I was 12, 13.
Yeah.
And
Fair.
I remember like actually being terrified of those dogs.
Oh, I am terrified of those dogs. When they jump at you in the hallway, yeah, no, I'm good. Nah, man.
No, I did everything I could to avoid that hallway where they jump out and they give you that jump scare every time.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything I could to avoid it.
Yep. Wait, they come out multiple times?
Yeah. There's another one. I'm pretty sure there's another one upstairs. Or maybe that's birds. Something else gets you.
I don't remember. It might have been like out in the garden area.
The garden area was birds for sure.
Yeah.
Or bats or something like that.
I think it was birds. I mean, it could have been bats. I mean, coronavirus. So I mean, jokes.
But everybody knows the story, like they get in, they get separated. You end up with Wesker. Wesker disappears. Barry ends up going somewhere else.
But I mean, basically, it just follows the story of Zero, where it was just Wesker just pulling the strings, watching them do what they do as it all happens, and it just happened weeks after, if that.
No, this happened like right after, like.
Oh, okay.
This like right after the whole thing with Bravo.
Yeah, so soon after, they went out and did that. Find the story, the mystery.
And as you go along, like your character figures out that Wesker's a bad guy. That Wesker's this, and he gets killed by a tyrant. Killed by a tyrant. And you think he's gone, you can choose to save Jill or Chris, whoever you're with.
I'll come
you
back.
Fight the tyrant.
I'll always come back.
It's like William Afton.
It really was.
What do Albert Wesker or William Afton have in common? They always come back. But I mean, everybody knows it, and you know that they blow up the mansion. Like, it's my favorite thing is when they blow up the freaking mansions. Like, they're set to if somebody turns on the self-destruct device that every mansion seems to have.
Of course.
I want a mansion with a self-destruct device.
That's what happens with every mansion, duh. I mean, we don't know because we don't have that luxury, but, that's what I've heard. But
I want that. And I want a car that ejects you when you're mad. Eject!
Not ejects you, eject your passenger.
It ejects me. I want to fly away. I'm mad at you.
Like, nope, you get to drive now. But I got the steering wheel. So, anyways, after the mansion explosion, was like
then
months later, or how many months later? Because I know this all happens in a fairly quick continuation within the 0, 1, 2, and 3 at least.
I'm pretty sure it's like 4 months or something. 2 months. 2 months after Resident Evil 1. So at this point, Chris is trying to find more information about Umbrella. He's trying to find more stuff. So he's left. He's gone to Europe.
Do his studies, right.
To study. Jill is
and
still
work out
in...
because, like, he punches boulders, apparently.
No, some stuff happens in Code Veronica that we're not going to talk about right now.
Okay.
So, God dang it. Jill is still in town. And so is Brad Vickers, who survived as well. He was their pilot. Barry's somewhere. I don't remember where Barry is, but like he's somewhere.
Mm.
So RE2, which is my favorite, starts up with our favorite, everybody's favorite rookie cop, who, I have a theory, is some pretty boy rich kid who decided to be a cop, had a huge party the night before, slept in, and was late to his first day at work.
Which would be kind of funny how if it was like his late great uncle's mansion was the mansion that you blew up, and like he got his inheritance because of that, and so he's like, oh cool, we're gonna go party, but hey, I gotta go to work in the morning. Oh man, I just started being a police officer, man. Like, yeah, I could totally see that.
Oh God. So I don't know if anybody remembers the Jeep he drives when he first is coming into town.
Oh,
and he stops at the gas station. So 90s retro hardtop Jeep.
So it's very dated for its time, is what you're saying.
and Claire comes rolling in on a motorcycle. Like, I love Claire. I love me some Claire.
Fair.
So Resident Evil 2, like, you get introduced to Leon, rookie cop, who slept in his first day and was late to his own welcome party, and thank God for that, because he would have been a zombie. And Claire Redfield, who's looking for her big brother. So, all in all, like, Claire comes, like, she's looking for her brother. Yeah. I mean, the gist of it is they go into the city, they get separated, as all Resident Evil characters do. Mm. And he goes through they both actually go through the police station. Leon meets fan favorite Ada Wong. Mm. And Claire meets little Sherry Birkin. And Sherry's dad is William Birkin, who was Albert Wesker's friend, and he did not want the T-virus, which was his T-virus. He did not want it out. Or the G-virus. The G-virus. He did not want the G-virus out. That was his baby.
Okay.
So if anybody's played it and they've played the extra stuff, they know about Hunk, who is basically the Grim Reaper. Like, he is the cleanup guy for Umbrella Corps.
Dang.
He and like a bunch of other guys came and they killed Birkin. Except when Birkin was dying, he injected himself with the virus.
So that's the G virus then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he turns himself into the G monster.
Not the G-Man, the G monster.
Not the G-Man, the G monster.
2 different categories.
Eyeball on the shoulder.
Right.
And Leon and Claire work their way through it. They end up under a secret Umbrella, I guess, like, lab is the best thing I could say for it. And
because they all have to have a secret underground lab under a city or a mansion or somewhere. There has to be a secret lab somewhere.
Yeah, that's my thing. How in the world did none of the people living in Racoon City realize that there was a whole separate, like, hive mind underneath their city?
They were told subway tunnels.
Well, everybody in the darn place was corrupt.
I mean, realistically, though, like, that's how you get by. Like, in New York City, what's all this commotion? Hey, the subway line. Yeah, it's you're like Ghostbusters. We blew
up an experiment.
You know?
But, yeah, so they're going through and everything. Sherry gets infected actually with the G virus by her dad because the virus wants him to search out perfect mates to take on the virus, and his daughter's a perfect blood match, so the
Ah,
virus, it would make sense. It's a horrible borderline incest, but
yeah.
uh
Yeah. Anyways.
we don't talk about the orphanage part in remake R2 remake.
Okay,
Uh
we can move on from that then. That's fair.
um so eventually like you have to get the cure, so that's Claire's thing, is she's trying to get the cure to save Sherry.
Mm,
And Leon is trying to get the virus to give to Ada. And in
okay.
the end, Claire does save Sherry, and Leon doesn't get to give Ada the virus because she falls off of a ledge down in the bottom of the lab and
Okay.
dies.
So
And
everybody,
die.
there's always this potential death. But yet, no,
Ada,
they come back to life with like not even a scratch.
Ada just comes back like her dress, like she's fine.
Yeah.
Ugh. But
That's another thing I've noticed too. A lot of the characters, especially in 3 Jill, like she go through this whole city torn, thrown around, and just everything, and yet not a scratch.
no, I mean, Leon gets shot and he ends up with like a bandage over himself that Ada put on
Yeah.
him. Like, okay. Claire's losing articles of clothing as time is going on because she gave Sherry her jacket.
Right.
But it's just there is a little more wear and tear in these characters than what you normally get in other ones.
Right.
But towards the end, like the William Birkin attacks them one more time. They are on a train. They have to kill him.
Mm,
And they end up, everything blows up. They know the city's being blown up. The government's nuking the town,
right. Right.
and they get out. And all of this takes place between 8 o'clock at night and 6 a.m. the next morning.
Wow. So that it's very much like last action hero kind of moments. Like you go from
It's
don't open that door to get to the chopper.
pretty
It's
much
like real quick.
only
Holy
there's no
cow.
chopper.
There's no chopper. No.
But while this is happening, Resident Evil 3 is taking place at the same time. And you've got one Miss Jill Valentine who is left the force. She's getting ready to leave town. I think she's like a day or two away from leaving or something like that. And Brad Vickers comes to warn her that they're being hunted. That S.T.A.R.S members are being hunted. And sure enough, there comes old Nemesis.
So, okay.
And everybody
So
knows.
she was a part of the Racoon City Police Department?
No, Nemesis is an umbrella experiment that they release to kill S.T.A.R.S members.
Right.
Because
But no,
the
you're
S.T.A.R.S.
saying that she was leaving the force, so she was leaving stars?
She was leaving all of it
Oh,
because of
okay.
how corrupt everything was. She knew that the police captain was corrupt. She knew the mayor was corrupt. And nobody was
Oh.
going to stop Umbrella.
See, that's how they built everything under town, because the mayor knew about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, subway."
Yeah. And the police, and 2, the police chief had the mayor's dead daughter on his desk. Or
Okay,
in a room. I can't remember. He had her.
that's gross, but okay.
It was really gross.
Weird flex.
It's like, dude, bro, come on.
For real. Ugh.
But so Resident Evil 3 is Jill's story. It's how she all of a sudden the world is just gone. Like her entire town is overrun with these monsters that she fought in this mansion. The very thing she was trying to stop from happening
Yeah.
is happening
Now
right
shows
in
up
front
in
of
her
her.
town. Yeah.
And Chris isn't here. Barry's Lord knows where. Brad gets killed. It's just her.
Well, we all know where Chris went. He went to go punch boulders.
Yes, he's boulder punching and looking for people.
Duh.
But it's she meets up with another team, and this team is the team of stars or no Racoon or Umbrella Corps cleanup crew.
Okay.
So they're going to come in and save people, or at least that's what Carlos thinks.
Hmm.
Carlos thinks they're there to save people, but in reality they are there to get a sample of the virus.
So this is just another test experiment, is what it sounds like.
It's an opportune moment for Wesker to go ahead and get himself a sample of the new virus that's run around because he could sell it.
Ah, yes, always Wesker.
He could sell that and make lots of quiche.
Sorry, I put way too much Sean Connery in that accent. A lot of quiche.
So, I'm trying to remember who all ends up there.
So I remember bits and pieces of. Go ahead and find what you need to find, but I was just going to fill in. I remember watching a friend. He was playing the third one, the remake actually, and that's why I come back to say, because like as she's leaving the parking garage or whatever, here comes freaking big boy Nemesis, taking her car and almost like a Looney Tunes, like flipping it around, falling over 5 stories off a ledge in a car, and the car takes the most damage and she gets out. Car's like flipped around and she kicks the door open unscathed. Like, you sure she ain't got some kind of virus going on either? Like, golly.
Not yet.
Oh, dear
Not
goodness. But no, you get what I'm saying though. Like, she's like Supergirl. Like,
she is. When you've lived through what she lived through in that mansion.
Oh, I could survive anything. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, she feels she's indestructible.
Didn't we all when we were 15?
Well, it comes to back to bite her in the ass.
Yeah, well.
So, of the team of the UBCS, they've got Nikolai, Carlos, and Murphy. And Tyrell.
So the cleanup crew.
The cleanup crew.
Gotcha.
Nikolai's the bad guy. And there's this whole moment on the train with Nikolai where you think he's dead. You think he dies. Like he like, I believe he pulled the trigger on the grenade or something like that. But it's supposed to be like he sacrificed himself or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Because the original 3 and the remake 3 are very different in a lot of ways.
Okay.
There's a lot of story stuff that's cut and a lot of things that are changed. So like my memory gets blurred between the two. Like I remember there being a lot more of the clock tower stuff in the original than there is in the, like, you only go there one time. You don't even go inside. You don't do anything with that clock tower in the remake.
Okay.
So Jill's like trying to work with them to get them all out of the city. And she meets up with Nemesis one more time. She thinks she's beat him. He stabs her. She gets infected. Carlos finds her like an hour or 2 later.
Yeah.
And he, at this point, he cares about her. He doesn't want her to die. I mean, she's tough. She's an ally.
Right.
So he's going to save her. So he goes to try to save her. And he eventually does. He finds the virus, or the cure for the virus, and then he gives it to her. So Jill has had this virus. She has had the cure to this virus.
Yeah, but that's after she fell out of a 5-story parking garage in a car.
And that's the remake.
Oh, that didn't happen in the original?
I don't believe so. I don't remember that happening.
Still, I mean, either way, it's like...
Oh, she was a BA. I mean, she kills Nemesis.
Oh, I know. I seen that part. That was... that was... And at the same time, it's like this big honking, like, 30-foot rail gun, and she's holding it up with her 2 arms. I'm like, what? When did she become All Might? Like, dang.
Okay. Now I remember that part.
Okay.
So sorry. So there's a lot of stuff like I said, things are blurred between the remake and two's remake and
Right.
three's remake and the original. I could go on with the differences forever, but for time saving,
Yeah.
I will just say Jill eventually does get out of Raccoon City. Her and Carlos too. It's right before the city's bombed. So while Leon and Claire are over here on a train getting out of the city, or they've left the train, they're walking now,
Yeah.
they are leaving in a chopper. And the
There is a
chopper is
chopper.
piloted.
There
The
is a
chopper is
chopper. Sorry.
The chopper is piloted by one Barry.
Uh, wow.
So he does come back to save her, at least in the original. I don't believe he was the pilot in the
Oh,
because I'm pretty sure Carlos piloted that, but
okay.
I remember right.
I couldn't tell you.
So
I never played the remake. I just remember from what my friend streamed. So years ago. Like we're talking 2019, I think. It's been a while.
for me, it's the fact that all of these games coincide within like just like 2 month span of each other.
Yeah. No, I like it.
I
I
like
like it when they do stories like that. Like one follows after another, and even more so bonus points if you have one story kind of linking in with another one. They may not even have to like meet up, but just the fact that they almost verbatim in time frame, like that's kind of cool. Like we were talking about that earlier. One thing that I loved, and it doesn't happen very often, is when a movie and a video game do the similar aspect. And it was Matrix Reloaded and the Matrix, the video game. Like you follow two different characters from there, and then you obviously follow the cast from the original Matrix. And it's like you get half the story in one movie and then half the story in the game. But once you watch them both and watch one and play the other one, it's really cool how they make sense, you know. And I wish they would do more of that, you know. But
I personally believe Resident Evil is at its best when it is telling a large narrative that connects with its games, like all its other games.
yes, like a canonical kind of situation, yeah, 100%.
It's at its best. 4 is a great game. 5,
Yes,
5 is 5.
we get a boulder puncher.
We don't talk about 5 sometimes. And most people don't talk about 6, but I don't really mind it.
See, I gotta finish that, so may have to restart it, but
7 and 8, so 7 and Village do tell their own story.
You can still call it 8 because they still have the 8, Roman numeral in it, so technically, yeah. But it's like Biohazard 7 and Biohazard 8, essentially is what they're trying to call it now. But
and the fact that like they are trying to tell a narrative, it could be why I fell back in love with the series, is because there's a narrative they're trying to tell. And I'm hoping with 9, they do something. I think Ethan Winter's story is over in that sort of thing, but I would love to see Resident Evil go back to Leon, back to Chris, back to Carlos.
Yeah,
back to Claire.
After 6, I think he was last in. Like
no, Chris he's in Village.
Leon.
Oh, Leon hasn't been around in a while.
That's what I mean. Like he's out of the spotlight for a minute, so
he's doing the movies.
So if you want to count the movies as canonical or not their own multiverse, if you will.
That's my theory.
Because we could discuss about that as well. We may have to sometime about what's canonical and what's multiverse theory. Yeah. But even having Ethan in the 9th one might be pushing it, because that's like just way too long of a character segment, I feel. Whereas, in the previous ones they had Leon, was it Rebecca? You remember
Rebecca.
Rebecca, Jill, and Chris, and you had them
Oh,
in
Leon
other
and Claire.
games.
Sorry, Leon and Claire.
Claire, yeah. You had them in different games. And then you have Leon come back in 4
Mhm.
with the president's daughter. I can't remember.
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah, the one that was pretty much useless throughout the entire game. um, and then Chris came back in 5, and then they all came back in 6.
Yeah, except for Claire. I mean, even
Yeah.
Sherry came back in 6.
So what I'm trying to say is, I think we're ready for a new character to come in to make an
Yes and
appearance.
no.
Okay.
When I am not the biggest fan of when Resident Evil introduces somebody new that is not in the canon established already. I look at Sheva in 5. Not a big fan of her.
So she was a side character, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like when they try to
Okay.
introduce a new character and make them take center stage, like they tried to do with Sheva and how they tried to do with Chris's partner in 6, or even Leon's partner, Helena, in 6. And kind of with Sherry, I guess, even too.
Yeah.
Like they tried to make them more important than they were. They're very clearly B characters, but you're trying to make me feel a lot for a B character.
Yeah. Well, what I'm suggesting is that they bring in a new main character.
No, they got so many that like they're not using.
So think of it this way, and I hate to use this analogy as much as possible, but think of it as Star Wars.
No.
You have your first group, 4, 5, and 6, and then you have 1, 2, and 3. You have new characters. Now, some are new, but some are old, some are familiar. And unfortunately, you have 7, 8, 9, who created some new characters. But yeah, that's probably not the best analogy. Now I'm thinking about how the downfall went, depending on who you ask about. But it was still all 3 of them were against fire. But anyways,
your logic just fell apart.
Yeah, it did. It 100% did just fall apart. And
I'm going to say something that's going to make you mad.
Oh, no. If it's Star Wars related, we might want to save it for another time or go off the air, because I don't know if we were ready for this rant.
I'm just going to say one thing.
Oh, God.
The first Star Wars movie I ever saw.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace.
Fair.
Oh, I say that to other people. They're like, wait, you didn't watch A New Hope? I'm like, no.
No, honestly. Ooh, okay. So we're getting into this. So, okay, if you watch 1, 2, and 3 first, fresh, brand new, I kind of feel like that's a good start, because you don't know the story that happens of Darth Vader. You don't know who Darth Vader is. You get him mentioned in number 3, and you're like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. Then you hear, oh God, they made 4, 5, and 6. Then you get to see more of what Darth Vader becomes, and for the first time, you get to see what Anakin became. Whereas before, we only got to see Darth Vader as Darth Vader. We only know the mask. We never got to know him as a human being until they took off his mask at the very end to find out, oh, he's been a human all along. Now, granted, obviously he's human, but he didn't have that human element to him. So that's what I mean, like, you get that human element before the mask gets put on. And I kind of feel like that's a good way to go. Although the way George did it with 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3 is also fine. I think they're both fine in their respective origins. I grew up with 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. I loved it. I still thought it was a great movie series, even though we got to see it from. We never got to see it original. Obviously, 90s. We got to see the re-release, but like, we got to see it before, the Phantom Menace, and like, that was. Honestly, watching Phantom Menace now in theaters this year, around May, it was amazing. I loved watching that in theaters. It was so fun. And there was a lot to it that I kind of feel they didn't add as much in the second one, but at the same time, it was still fresh. Like, it was still good, you know. But yes, watching 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6 in chronological order, movie-wise, that's fine. I see no worries with that. Short answer. But that's my rant on that.
I know this is a very abridged telling of Resident Evil. I could honestly go in depth on it for like 3 or 4 hours. And I won't. But I tell you, like, this is a series that you should play. I mean, it is a horror game. It is a survival horror game.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Every one of them are great. And at around Halloween time and Christmas sales and summer sales, Steam tends to have bundles with a lot of them in it. And it's worth it. It's worth every penny. If you've ever thought, you know what, I like it, whatever, watch a playthrough on YouTube. I don't care. Watching it, someone play it, and then doing it for yourself are two very different things.
Yes, but at the same time, a lot of people just enjoy watching the games more than playing it.
And that's fine too.
It's fine. Yeah, you get the story. As long as you get the story of it, cool. If you enjoy it, cool. That's great. You do you, boo. You know?
I mean, my best friend used to watch me play Fatal Frame 2 all the time.
Yeah.
It just because I would narrate it and be like, come on, Gimpy, we gotta go.
Oh, that's like with me. Like, I was the gamer of our friend group, and I had a friend that I went over. Well, every time he'd come over, he'd always watch me play a game. I didn't mind it. And so one night, we actually, I wanted to beat Silent Hill 2. And I got so far into it, I was like, you know what? I just want to do a fresh run and just beat it all the way through. And so we did. But we'll save that for next time. For next time, we are going to be talking about the Silent Hill series. Preferably 1, 2, 3. And are we going to talk about 4?
We're going to talk about Origins 1, 2, and 3. I only want to stick to the ones that are narratively in Silent Hill.
Fair, yeah, because 4 was kind of a fever hay dream, like a hay fever dream kind of thing. It was weird. It was different. They tried something different. Not gonna knock it, but
4 is where the franchise ends at 4 for me.
That's kind of where they started branching off.
Homecoming and Downpour are fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Oh, okay.
The soundtrack for Downpour is Jonathan Davis, so it's okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I need to play that because I have it in the collection. I just gotta break it out. I think it's on the PS3. I beat it on the PS3. 100%ed it too. Centralia. What's Centralia? Do you know of Centralia?
That's the town that burns from the coal mines underneath it, isn't it? What Silent Hill is based off of. Well, one of the many things it's based off of.
Okay. Yeah, now I remember the burning in the coal mines and all that. I remember that.
Because it's based off of, and I'm not going to get too much because I'm going to delve into it in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll see that for next time.
Jacob's Ladder and city and like coal mine towns.
Yeah.
But I think it's a myth that it's actually based on the city that with the coal, the
Pennsylvania
mines that are always burned.
The town the game was based off of.
I need to find something that's like actually concrete, but from what I've been reading lately, that's a myth.
Well, we'll have to look into this.
I'm going to do my research.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my research. I like research.
That is what we're going to dive into, not next week, but on the
27th?
25th.
Oh, 25th. I'm sorry.
So on the 25th.
Wait, is it the 25th?
Yeah, it's the 25th.
Oh, my land.
Yeah.
It is. That's picture day at school. Anyway, go on.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Silent Hill Chronicles, basically. All the games that are, what? You have a surprise look on your face.
Venom is coming out that day. Anyway, go on.
So we may have to delay the podcast.
Go on.
So follow us here on YouTube. Make sure you ring the bell so you get notifications whenever we post anything, from a video, from a podcast, to a text update, because they have those now. You can just basically tell your followers, hey, we have to delay the podcast for another day due to watching Venom. So,
well, didn't we also talk about putting a couple of shorts up, like of things that we do when we play Phase and stuff like that?
Any shorts, anything that we feel that is good, anything that we feel will be noteworthy for the show. And also, please like the videos as you're watching them. As you're watching this one, like the video so we get more traction going. Yeah. So yeah, we have another horror-based game, which is weird because I actually like those games. It's weird to say because I hate Fatal Frame, but I will just play Silent Hill all the. Don't give me that look.
I didn't even look at you.
No, but you're giving that look. Even though I'll play Fatal Frame, I'll get into Silent Hill. It's weird.
Fine.
I know. I'm odd.
Fine. You get half of it.
But anyways, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below about Resident Evil. Did you like it? Did you like the remakes? That's another huge key factor. And obviously
Carlos.
Obviously, we didn't get around to every little bit of detail. We may actually later on down the road. We'll have to discuss about this. But we know there's a lot of information. There's a lot more details. But we, crunch it all into 1 hour stream. We'd be talking about maybe one quarter of a game per podcast, to be all honest. We're going into details. Yeah, especially since she's got the archives. So it's like, yeah. But my brain just derailed. It just derailed.
I'll finish it up.
Thank you.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about Silent Hill. Again, we're talking about Origins 1, 2, and 3. But Sunday we'll be back for our normal Phase nights over at our Twitch streams. So please join us over there. Last week was infinitely fun as I got away from a Dio not once, but twice. And was tricked the second time into doing it by someone.
But did you die?
No, because you chased it around and went like, oh, my little baby.
Chris, am I wrong? Like, dude, Dios are so fun. They're like little toddlers walking for the first time. It's like the first baby's walk, first ghosties walk, it's first ghosties hunt. Oh, you trying to kill me? Oh, no nibbles, no bitey, no.
No, wait. So I don't know if Chris watched it, but literally I'm in the gym of the high school and it's coming at me and I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to die. And it stops and starts going slow. And he goes,
it was perfect because they're so fun.
I just keep walking around it's going to kill me. It's going to kill me. It's going to kill me.
Dio is easy, old school easy. Yeah.
Shut your mouth. We all know I died to a Dio.
Chris, you would be very proud of her if you saw it. You'd be so proud of her. She didn't run into a single trash can.
You do that 3 times and they never let you forget it.
Oh.
But I can escape a Revy like nobody's business.
Yeah, I'm so surprised about that. I don't know how you do it. Frickin' wizard. Swear. Well, yeah.
But anyway,
we will be back together on Sundays at our respective channels on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch at MECHDUDE009 and Allie at AllieNicole022 or 22. Just normal 22. Yep. And welcome to the shenanigans. We're obviously very chill. This is what you're going to get when you watch our streams. Except we laugh more, we make more jokes more because we're not on a time constraint. So
We get tired as it goes along, and
we do get tired. I've actually been doing pretty good tonight because, well, I kind of took a nap earlier, not gonna lie. So, you know, the one day I don't have to work because of the hurricane, I actually get to take some rest.
You do you, my friend. You do you.
Be jealous. Forgot a couple of zeros.
In your name, probably.
I recite my name so many times. It's MECHDUDE009. 009. Yeah. 009. I probably say it too fast so that it sounds like one continuous zero. 00. I don't pronunciate zero.
Zero.
Zero. Autumn. It is autumn.
God. You're almost as bad as the lady on TikTok who like says the ingredients as she makes the drinks.
Oh God.
I'll have to send you that.
I don't know if I want to.
Oh, on the trash can thing. I forgot a couple of okay. You know what, Christopher?
What? Oh. Oh, Milanta.
I'm going to message your wife to get you.
And
I have her on Snapchat now.
On that note, we can go on for hours just having fun.
Yeah. So
but
join us on Sunday.
Yes, join us on Sunday. And we are calling it for the rest of the night. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming out, stopping by and hanging out with us and listening to us rant and ramble about crazy things that happens in Racoon City. And maybe things that didn't happen. I don't know. I'll never know because I never played the remakes or the original 2 or 3, but yeah, whatever.
I'm texting her.
Oh. Do it.
I'm doing it.
Do it.
Anyway.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
Do it. All right. Oh, man. And with all the shenanigans out of the way, thank you again, everyone, so much for coming out and joining us, talking about Resident Evil. We will be back on the podcast on the 25th of October, talking about Silent Hill, both of our favorite games. Till then, have yourselves a great rest of your week and week 2. Hope you guys have a good time. Don't do anything too crazy without us. Let us know. And we'll talk to you then. Take care, everyone.
Adios.